Hello, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to the Microsoft Business Application Summit. And my name is Shivam Pandey, and I'm a Principal Program Manager on the Dynamics 365 Finance team. And in this session, we'll be talking about finance insights, the application of AI and automation in finance that will improve, make your business processes, make them more efficient, and less error prone. So the brief agenda for today's meeting, we will cover some overview about Finance Insight as to what Finance Insights is, as we'll go through some key capabilities. And then we will talk about how we are democratizing AI for finance, and then go into some of the architectural aspects. We'll take a deep dive then into the two key functionalities that we're adding around the Finance Insights features, the custom payment predictions and cash flow forecasting. And then we'll open up and for call to action and then open up for questions. So the other thing to reiterate is that please join the communities, business application communities, connect with people, learn and engage from people, share your ideas and inspire others with the work you have done around and using Dynamics products. The links to the online communities and user group is on the bottom right corner of the screen. So let's go to the overview of Finance Insights, what Finance Insights is. Now, if you think about digital transformation, the first thing that comes to your that must come to your mind is migration to the cloud. A lot of our customers are currently migrating to the cloud and are in the process experiencing efficiencies and reduced costs that come with it. Now, if you think about the next digital transformation in business application, you might think about artificial intelligence and automation, and a combination of that resulting in intelligent automation, which we believe will be the key driver for digital transformation in financial processes and other business processes. In the coming year. It will result in efficiencies and quality improvements, cost reduction, and it will also help you predict the future outcomes and then plan for it so that you can change those outcomes as necessary. Now, with that in mind, let's look at what Finance Insights is. The Finance Insights is a combination of key AI and automation capabilities within Dynamics for Finance. Some of the key capabilities that we are shipping as part of Finance Insights is the customer payment predictions, which gives you the ability to predict when a customer would pay their invoices. Intelligent cash flow forecasting. We have a cash flow forecasting system in finance today. We are trying to make it more intelligent and automated. We have created a brand new hub around it, and I'll show you subsequently today in the demos how that looks and how it can reduce the manual work of creating cash flow forecasts that you do periodically, and also build intelligence around it so you can accurately predict the future. Also, we are making it easier to create budgets. Now, if you think about budgets traditionally, when you want to create budgets, you go look at the history. You go try to figure out how was the budget created before, how did you spend before. So we are trying to make all of that easier too. So with intelligent budget proposal, in finance, you'll be able to automatically analyze the historical budget, the way it has been created or consumed or used from an actuals perspective or a combination of both, to be able to create a budget proposal in an automated manner, and then be able to go tweak it, edit it, and then commit it in finance. So it simplifies the initial work of creating the budget proposal. It takes out the manual processes needed to go do that, and hence brings in a lot of efficiency in that process. And as we are building these capabilities, we are embedding them within finance and operations. You don't have to go to a different app to get insights and automate your processes. All of this will be available within Dynamics 365 Finance in context of the users that use these business processes today. We are providing a lot of contextual analytics around these, so you can make sense of the predictions and the insights that we are providing you, as well as contextual actions so that you can take relevant actions and improve the outcomes for your business processes. It is also key to talk about how we are embedding insights into finance, because we believe that it is the real democratization of AI for finance. Now, if you look at or think about creating an AI application in your organization, the first thing that might come into your mind is big investments, costs, because if you think about it, it takes a village to go build an AI application, right? It takes data scientists, it takes subject matter experts, engineers to all come together to build an AI solution, solve a problem using AI, and then to maintain the AI solution, because AI changes over time as your data changes, as your business processes changes, and we need to keep tweaking those things. And so it is, there is a lot of investments that goes in creating the AI functionality. What we are doing in finance is that basically we are templatizing common problems that we know that our customers are going to go solve, and we are making those templates available to you so that a power user in your organization is able to go deploy those templates by a single click of button, and then be able to consume and go and extend the AI if necessary. So we are simplifying this deployment of an AI solution, the consumption experience, and the extension experience. The underneath technology that we're using to do this is AI Builder. AI Builder is an AI service that is available within the Power Platform. And we are taking this approach and consistently applying it across all insight solutions that we are building, so that it is hassle-free for you to go deploy these and try these out and get benefits from them, and go extend it in a very easy power user manner if such is the need. Now let's talk about the high-level architecture. It might be something that you're very familiar with too. So from Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, we take the data and copy it over through to the customer's data lake using the data entity framework that we have in the system today. When the data has been copied over to the customer's data lake, AI Builder will be able to read that data from the data lake, which is in the CDM. The AI Builder will be able to use the data for training the model and creating the model, and then subsequently be able to use the same pipeline for creating predictions. Once the predictions have started to happen, those predictions flow into the CDS, the Common Data Service, and then from there on, in a periodic manner, can be brought back into finance and operation using the data integrator framework. And this is the common pipeline or the theme that we're using to solve insight solutions, so that from a partner perspective, ISV perspective, and even from customer, your perspective, you have a consistent approach that if you want to go extend these solutions out, you have a consistent pattern there, and you can go extend it easily. And you don't have to build that knowledge again and again. With that, I would like to deep dive into a couple of solutions that we are building. So one of the first solutions that we are building is called as customer payment predictions. And it basically answers the question, when will we get paid? Now think about collections today in your organizations. Collections is a very periodic process. That is, collection starts not periodic and reactive process. Collection starts when the invoices get due, and then when the invoices get due, you start sending those collection letters, etc., to make sure that the payment arrives. What if we were able to make that process more proactive, where we were able to predict when a customer would pay their invoices, and then in a very selective way for specific customers, you were able to start those collections processes early, where you were sending those reminder letters to those customers with those invoices attached, and asking them, does everything on this invoice looks okay? So that there is an early communication loop started, and the ability for you to collect on those specific invoices for the specific customers becomes early, and chances are improved. What we are also doing is that we are building a lot of automation around collections, where now you'll be able to create strategies around collections and assign it to customers. With these strategies, when certain events are met, for example, when an invoice has been predicted to be paid late, you'll be able to start sending those communication to those customers automatically, proactively, and also create a task for your collections agents to go follow up on them in an automatic manner. So you don't have to do those things again and again and again and again. And we have been showing these and getting feedback from some of the customers that we have engaged from a private preview perspective, and we have been getting some great feedback from them. And especially from the current situation that we are in with the COVID-19, it is especially important to get on top of these things, your collections, and trying to get paid early. So with that, I would like to go in and show you the functionality that we are adding and walk you through that. So like I suggested, that one of the key tenets of the AI solutions that we are building, or insights that we are building, is that these are very easy to go deploy. So if your collection manager comes into the screen of a customer payment insight setup, here they can define what on time, late and very late bucket means for them. So on time means that anything that will be arriving on time, that is by due date. And then they'll be able to define what late means. So on time plus 30 days in this case would be late, and anything beyond that would be very late. Once they have defined this parameter, they can go click on create a prediction model, which will then start deploying the template that we have created for this problem into AI Builder, and train the model. And then once the model has been trained and published, it will start predicting based on that model, all just by a single click of a button. And once the predictions have started flowing back in, you start seeing the accuracy score here. In this case, it's 80% accurate, the results that are coming back in. And that's great. Now if you want to go look at those predictions, you can click on View Predictions. It will take you to the Credit Collections workspace. On the Credit and Collections workspace, you'll see 2 new tiles. Now, again, these are the places that your users work today. They're not going somewhere special to get these insights. It's all in context of their work. So in context of the Credit Collections persona, they see the 2 new tiles: customers predicted to pay late and transactions predicted to pay late. The customers predicted to pay late are those customers for whom more than 50% of their balance owed is predicted to be late or very late. And transactions predicted to be paid late are the transactions that have a high chance of being paid late. Now, if I drill down to the transactions predicted to be paid late list page, what you'll see is a list of all the transactions, open transactions for their customers. In this case, we have filtered it to the late probability, late plus probability. Now, for the first invoice, you'll see that there's only 27% chance it will be paid on time. And if you scroll your attention to the right, you'll see more detailed predictions about the invoice. So in the 3 buckets that you had set up earlier in the setup screen, there's a very small chance it will be paid on time, 27% chance it will be paid on time, but the highest chance of payment is either in the late or the very late bucket. Now, you would say that, that's great, you're giving me a prediction, but tell me more so I can trust this prediction. And this is how we're doing it. We're telling you more. We're telling you the top factors that came and influenced this prediction. In this particular case, for this particular invoice, the amount of on the invoice, the location of the customer, and the payment method were the top factors that influence this prediction of very late. We're also providing you the accuracy of the model, the prediction model, and also then giving you the contextual information about that customer. So their current state of business with you, how many open invoices do they have? Do they have any collection cases that are ongoing? What about any collections activities? What is the average invoice balance they had, etc. Also, at the end, we give you more information about their history. For example, what was the largest amount that they paid on time, and how they have historically paid, going back to an year. You can do this analysis. And all of this contextual information with the customer history, with the current state of the business, and with the top factors, now you will start gaining that confidence to use these predictions in your day-to-day business, and drive that correlation between this prediction and all the different information that you have seen here. And this will make your collections processes, using these predictions will make your collections processes more proactive and hence improve your chances of getting paid on time. Now, suppose you are not very happy with the accuracy score you are seeing here, and you wanted to go improve the accuracy score. If you didn't have the solution that we have, you'd have to go call the data scientist to be able to do that, or engineer with the data, that data scientist to be able to do that. But in our case, we have deployed the solution. Your power user, your business analyst, your collections manager who understands your business can click on this improve accuracy, which will take them into the AI builder payment prediction model for your tenant, and the information will be presented to them in a very end user experience where they'll be able to see the current fields that are being used as part of the prediction model, and the list of other fields that are available to be selected to improve the prediction model. Now, suppose every industry is different, every company is different, and if you in your company discount percentage doesn't really matter, it's not a big factor, and you want to deselect it, you'll be able to deselect it. If suppose payment schedule is a big factor in your industry or in your business, you'll be able to select that, and then you'll be able to, with a few clicks of button, train and deploy this model and see if it's performing better than the one that already exists. And if you're happy, to go publish it. And once you've published it, the predictions will start flowing back into finance. Again, no developers, no data scientists. It's all end user experience. And you'll start seeing these predictions in again, the places that the users are used to seeing these predictions, etc. Now, again, the key thing that I want to, aspects I want to talk, just summarize is that how easy it is to go deploy these things, consume these things, and extend these things, and the power of payment predictions, making your collections process proactive, and also then making your cash flow more accurate, because now it accounts for your customers' payment behavior. So with that, let's go to cash flow. So when you think about cash flow forecasting, the one word that you might think about is complexity, data sources, right? As we have worked on the solution and as we have talked to customers, there are three key issues or problems that have come up with each of those customers, and that we have crystallized and that we have tried to solve with our cash flow solution. One of the issues is that data is in silos. To create an accurate cash flow forecast, you have to aggregate the data from your treasury system, your capital management system, your planning systems, your finance systems in one place. And it is a lot of work. The easiest way to do it is put in Excel. And that's why most of the cash flow forecasting is in Excel today. Now we have tried to simplify that. We have made it easy to bring data into finance and operations to use for cash flow forecasting from external systems in an automated manner. Plus, what we have done is that we have provided an Excel-like experience for you to get that data that you've been dropping in Excel already, to drop it into finance and operations and we will be able to consume it and use it for cash flow forecasting. So that it is not an Excel-based tracking anymore. You're able to easily aggregate your financial data with your other data from other sources into one place and be able to create snapshots and etc. Now, the other issue is that the forecasting is rudimentary in most cases, unless you've deployed a very sophisticated solution. And we have tried to make that more accurate, and we'll talk about it when I demo it. And also, as hard it is to measure, create a cash flow forecast, it is probably harder to go measure the accuracy because, again, you have to extract the data out of the financial system, overlay it on top of your cash flow, and then see what the variances are. It's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of manual steps to go do that, and we have tried to simplify it. Now, with those problems in your mind, let's go see what the solutions are. So what we are doing in finance is that we have added a brand new hub called as Cash Flow Forecast Hub. Now, this Cash Flow Forecast Hub will enable you to solve three problems that we have talked about when I was showing you the slides. It aggregates cash flow data from across your legal entity, so you'll be able to view the cash flow information across your legal entity, or filter it down to specific legal entities and view cash flow for that company. Also, you will be able to view cash flow forecasts in various currencies. For example, if you're viewing it across legal entities, then you can see it in your system currencies. If you're viewing it for those legal entities or companies that have common account and reporting currencies, you'll be able to see the cash flow information in the accounting and reporting currencies too. So as you land into the hub, the first thing that you see is your daily cash position. I'll talk in a second how we calculate this, but this is basically a view into how your near-term cash flow looks like, and if there is going to be a problem, and so you can go, spot the problem right away and go find a mitigation for it. In the bottom section, we see information about collections and the AP department. The two key contributors to cash flow forecasting or good cash flow is your collections good? Is your AP good? Are you getting paid by your customers fast? Are you able to get that money fast? Are you able to pay your vendors as late as possible so your time frame to hold on cash increases over time? And so we bring those metrics forward so you're able to see in context of your cash flow how those processes are doing. And then at the end, you're able to see your cash balances across your bank accounts and liquidity accounts all in one place across your legal entities. Next, you might want to double click and see that, oh, well, let me figure out how these daily forecast cash positions are made. And for that, you can go into the cash position tab. Now, the way the cash position cash position is created is by using the documents in the system. So think about customer orders and customer invoices, vendor orders and vendor invoices. These are documents already that have been entered in the system and have not been paid yet. But these are the most obvious things to go look at for looking at the near-term cash flow forecast. Because the chances of an invoice getting paid, an order getting converted into invoice and getting paid are higher. So those are the most reliable things from a short-term cash flow perspective. Now, traditionally, what you would have done is probably relied on the due dates of those invoices. So when the invoices are going to get due, that is when I'm going to go realize that as a cash coming in or cash going out, right? It doesn't really did not really account for the customer's payment behavior or our behavior, how we pay our vendors. But that is a big factor because we know that customers, not all customers pay on time. Some may pay early and most pay late. So if we can account for their behavior in the near-term cash flow forecast, it will make our cash flow forecast more accurate. Now, with the customer payment prediction functionality you just saw a few minutes back, we take those customer payment predictions for those invoices and also for orders, and then we bring it into our cash forecasting system. We figure out how you have been paying your vendors, and then we use those vendor payment predictions for the invoices and orders from a vendor perspective that are in the system and bring them in. So both the inflows and the outflows are now based on behaviors and then hence are more accurate. And then in the bottom section, you'll be able to see more details about the cash position. For example, their impact on the liquidity accounts or the bank accounts across the legal entities. Also, in the inflow section, you'll be able to see the details about what documents make up those balances, etc., period over period, and depending upon the period granularity you have chosen, you can choose daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. So period over period, you'll see this information. And also from a cash outflow perspective, you'll see this information period over period and for the documents that they are made up of. Also, if you notice, there's an external data. So any data that you pull in automatically or drop in using the external data functionality that we are adding, you will be able to, we'll pull that in and then we'll bring it in and incorporate into our cash flow system. So we have made it very, very easy for you to be able to do that. Now, this is great for near-term forecasts, but what about long-term forecasts where there are no documents in the system today? So we have tried to solve that for you too. So what we basically do is that we have introduced time series forecasting, again using AI Builder, to be able to analyze the historical trends in your liquidity accounts, bank accounts, and then be able to project it into the future, what those bank balances would be, etc. So we look at each of the bank balances that you have selected. We look at then the incomings and outgoings on those bank balances period over period, the period that you have selected, and then we try to project it out into the future what that is going to be. Again, this was a very manual task that you're doing today. We have tried to simplify it so that it's a single click of a button, you get all of this information available to you. So from a long-term planning perspective, you're able to use and project what your bank balances are going to look like and be able to do that. Also, the one thing that I'm not going to show it to you today, but I want to talk to you about is that dimensions of first-class citizens in our cash flow forecast solution. So if you wanted to go filter down on certain dimension sets, we did restrict it to 3 dimensions that you can select. But if you wanted to go filter down on those dimensions, you're able to filter down to a dimension level and see what each of the dimensions how each of the dimensions is impacted by the cash flow forecast. Just wanted to mention it because it is very important and top of mind for our customers. Also, now you would say that's great. I mean, you gave me a cash flow forecast. That's wonderful, but this is unprecedented times, and maybe the forecast isn't aligned to the reality, and I want to go tweak it before I commit it. How can I do that? We have introduced a new functionality called as new snapshots, where you are able to take a picture, if you may, of your cash position or cash forecast. So when I click on the new snapshot functionality, I'm taking a picture. All the details that were in the cash flow forecast is now available here. Now you are able to save this forecast. And before you save it, you can open it in Excel, or right here in this view, you are able to go and edit this out. So you can edit any of the information in the inflow and outflow section, and then you can see the resulting impact on the liquidity account. So once you have done it, you can go ahead and save it. That's great. You know what? You're able to edit the cash flow forecast, and then you're able to even see it, save it to go see it later, or share it with your leadership team if you want. Okay. Now certain time has passed and I'm gonna go look at my snapshot. So I go into the snapshot section and there is a list of snapshots that I have created previously. Let me open the first snapshot. Great, all the information that I had created as part of the snapshot edited is available here. I wanna make a few more tweaks because I think since I created snapshot, I talked to my leadership and they want some tweaks to be made. I can go ahead and make those tweaks here. And then what I can do is that, what my leadership team also said is that, can we get create 3 snapshots, like what is our optimistic, realistic, and pessimistic perspective of given the current situation or any other situation, in the situation you are in, that can we create those and compare what the differences are? Yes, you'll be able to create 3 snapshots, optimistic, pessimistic, realistic, go tweak the information in there, and then you'll be able to compare different snapshots together and see the differences in them. So it helps you in that what if analysis for your company. Now, now if you wanted again to go look at the snapshot later and see how you really performed against your cash flow forecast. Remember, we talked about how it is hard to create a snapshot. Cash flow forecast is harder to go measure the accuracy of a forecast. With a single click of a button, with this compare with actuals, I'm able to go now at a later date and view how did we actually perform against our cash flow forecast. So we'll pull in all that financial information that's in the system, overlay it on top of your forecast, and you'll be able to see the actual values, the forecasted value, and any variances between the two, and then drill down and investigate how you can make this forecasting more accurate over time. So that's the function for cash flow functionality that I wanted to show you. It will make your the existing manual processes more automated and make them more accurate. And some of our customers are already realizing, as you can see in the codes, the value of this that it's going to provide them. So what's next must be the question. Basically, we are in private preview right now. So if you want to go and try this functionality in private preview, you can email us on the email address listed over here, fi@microsoft.com. Public preview will happen between May and July with the release version 10.0.12. General availability is planned around October with the version 10.0.13, and there is a lot of more interesting in automation and AI features coming up. So keep your eyes on the roadmap. So with that, I'm going to open up for questions if there are any.
Thanks, Shivam. We do have a couple of questions. I'm getting an echo. A couple questions around licensing. So I'm going to combine them into one. The question is, does the customer need to just subscribe to anything beyond Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation License, or does it come with extra cost?
So the answer is that is to be determined. We are still working on the packaging and the monetization strategy. It will be all available to use within finance, but at what cost, that is TBD. Please keep your eyes on the roadmap and other channels for that. So I think we had only time for one question. So I would like to conclude by thanking you for spending time with us and to understand what Finance Insights is, and invite you to come join our preview programs, use these applications, provide us feedback, and tell us how we can improve. So thank you very much.